Two reasons you should not use VLOOKUP. Instead, you should use the XLOOKUP. Hi, my name is Ramiz. Welcome to another Excel tutorial. In today's episode, we are going to look at how we can use the VLOOKUP, how we can use the XLOOKUP, what are the difference between those two, and what's a couple of use cases to understand why we should not use the VLOOKUP. We should always opt for XLOOKUP. Let's jump into the video. Now, first, let's learn how we can use a VLOOKUP function in Excel. For that, use equal VLOOKUP, open the parenthesis. Now, you need to have a lookup value. Your lookup value is the value which you want to see whether it's available on the data sheet and pull the corresponding information here. Here, the lookup value is the employee ID. I'll select the employee ID plus comma. Next is the table array. We go to the data sheet, select the first data, Control Shift, right arrow, and down arrow. We are going to select the entire table in order to fetch the information. Now VLOOKUP will look into the first column and check whether the information is available. If yes, then they will bring up the corresponding information which we are looking for. As you can see, I have numbered here. The number indicates the column reference number, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since we have 4 columns, we want to pull the information from the second column. Hence, I'm going to give the 2 as the reference for number after this formula. So for the column index number, I'm going to give 2 and then comma. For the exact match, I put 0, close the parenthesis, press enter. So I'm able to fetch the data and obtain the employee name on the corresponding cells. Then in order to apply, just double click or drag and drop. Now let's see how we can use the XLOOKUP to fetch the information. For this, we use XLOOKUP equal to XLOOKUP. Open the parenthesis. Similar to VLOOKUP, you need to have the lookup value, which is this employee name. I'll select the name, comma. Lookup array is nothing but the data sheet or the corresponding names on the data sheet, which is column number C. So I'll select the entire column, comma. I need to bring up the value of the monthly salary, which is in the column number E. So I'll select the entire column, comma. Then if necessary, you can put if not function, which will say if the information is not available, then what need to be bring up. For example, we can say not available, or you can say something else as well. For time being, I'm not using it. I'm just put comma. For the exact match, I put 0 and close the parenthesis, press enter. I need to apply in the remaining fields, so I'm going to just drag and drop over here. Now you can see the information has been fetched from the table and corresponding monthly salary has been populated on these fields. Let me show you the first reason why you should not use the VLOOKUP. Let's say I want to insert a column in between employee ID and employee name, and we will see what happens in the formula. When you look at the VLOOKUP formula, it has removed the information because it couldn't find the relevant information on that column. Why? Because in the VLOOKUP formula, we have given the column index number as 2, but here we inserted an empty NP column. Hence, the system is not able to find the corresponding value. If I want to find the corresponding value, I have to change the column index number. Now it becomes 3. So I have to change the formula and say 3. And enter. Now I will find the corresponding information, but again, say I changed my mind. I'll have deleted the entire column, and then let's see what happens. So it bring up the wrong information. It's bring up the designation of the employee, which I don't want. So it's not recommended to use the VLOOKUP in case you're expecting to change the columns or the order of the data. Now let's try to insert a column in between the employee name and monthly salary, where we fetch the information using XLOOKUP formula. So instead of 1, I'm going to insert 2 and then see what the changes made on the XLOOKUP formula. To my surprise, you can see it didn't change the calculations. It fetched the exactly what I'm looking for. It irrespective if I insert columns or rows, or rather it pulls the exact information. Now let's delete one and see whether it has an impact or not. And you can see again there is no impact. Using XLOOKUP formula, it will fetch the exact information what we have applied for. Now let's see another sample where I have the employee name. I need to pull the employee ID. So employee name is here, but employee ID is before the employee name. Now using the XLOOKUP formula, let's try to do it to calculate the or fetch the information from the table and bring it over here using XLOOKUP. So I'll press the XLOOKUP, open the parenthesis, select the lookup value, press comma, then select the name which is on the column number C, and then press comma. Then I need to select the return array which is the employee ID, press comma, and 0, close the parenthesis, press enter. You can see XLOOKUP is able to bring the information related to that corresponding names. Now let's see if I can do it the same with a VLOOKUP. Is equal to VLOOKUP, select the lookup value and go to the table. Oops, we cannot select the employee name and then the employee ID. The data need to be on the right hand side of the lookup value. Then only we will be able to use the VLOOKUP function. Here the data is here where I need to fetch the information. However, my lookup value is here. So I'll not be able to use unless I decided to shift the entire column and then move it over here. However, using an XLOOKUP, it's so easy. You can look up the value on the left hand side, right hand side, top, bottom, anywhere. So it's an advanced lookup function. Hence, I recommend always use the XLOOKUP. I hope this video is useful. If yes, please share with your friends. Thank you for watching. See you in another tutorial. Let me know in comment box in what topics I need to cover in my next video.